Today is the 59th anniversary of the Brown versus Board of Education decision. I never thought I was going to be 53 years old and defending Brown versus Board of Education, spending most of my time defending Brown versus Board of Education. I thought that was settled law. I thought we had figured out that mixed schools were better. 50 years of research shows that they are. So if we're talking about running our schools based on research and human knowledge, which makes a little sense to me, then we know what the answer to that is, but we disregard that in favor of so-called neighborhood schools, that everywhere the Republicans get in charge of education, the schools become resegregated. Tell me a place where they don't. Also, another historic point, the Voting Rights Act, the most important achievement of the Civil Rights Movement, is under attack. There's a Republican lawsuit grinding through the courts called LaRoque v. Holder. Now, LaRoque is Stephen LaRoque, who was in the General Assembly Republican leadership until it turned out that he borrowed $2 million federal dollars. Had a little trouble giving them back. He says he's entitled to them. I guess that's what they mean by entitlement spending. But the particular target of this lawsuit is Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act, which says that places with a history of racial discrimination have to check with the Justice Department before they change their voting laws. It makes sense that they filed that lawsuit because they intended massive changes to the voting laws. They intended to restrict voting. Now, the lawsuit hasn't gone as fast as they hoped it would, and it is possible that I sort of wonder what restrictions on voting they had in mind, because they're putting into place a number of them. Of course, if you refuse federal funds for unemployment for 165,000 families that have been out of work for a long time, people with children who need to eat, and if you cut off 500,000 people from Medicaid and some of the other things that hurt everyone, then you need to restrict voting, because people are not going to put up with that. And I think people ask why we're doing this. Well, the simple thing is that we're trying to call people's attention to the incredible injustice and cruelty and greed that are animating this General Assembly. And we know that the people will rise up and won't put up with this. Whether they're Republican or Democrat, black, white, Asian, it doesn't matter. This is against the interest of almost all North Carolinians, and it's, as Attorney McShirley pointed out, it is in the service of an ideology foreign to this place that has nothing to do with North Carolina's highest traditions, and it's all about the money.
That's right, Colin.